Animals are incredible. They have extraordinary behaviors, shapes and conditions that surprise and motivate us. But many people forget to mention the dark side of these, things that many of us ignore or do not want to remember. Welcome to this iceberg of nature's horrors. Start with what we all know, but few dare to face. Just remind you that, unlike many videos, this is real and therefore should not be taken as an ethical guide to justify any action that occurs among other species of animals. Per level, hunting and predation. Predators kill brutally to survive. Death is a common currency in nature, where they generally look for the most vulnerable prey, such as sick, senile animals or young. Fierce competition. The fight for resources, territory, and mates often leads to brutal conflicts. The law of the jungle is ruthless, from dying from battle trauma to making marathon journeys just to find water. Parasites. Some parasites wreak havoc on their hosts, manipulating them and causing terrifying diseases. Life rides in the hands of these invaders. Where in this relationship, one of the two obtains nutrients and the other only gets anemia and risks contracting more dangerous diseases. Necrophagy. Some animals feed on decomposing corpses. Macabre food is an option and very valid for many animals, the classic example being vultures and hyenas. Medium level. At this level, sinister secrets are known to a brave few. Cannibalism. Some species can consume their conspecifics, or even their brothers, in order to survive. Very seen in amphibians such as frogs or crocodiles, where the brothers that develop faster can see their brothers with hungry eyes. Necrophilia. Mating with the dead becomes a macabre reality. The dolphins are the main protagonists of this, since corpses that have had a necropsy have been observed, and it has been determined that their bodies were used by their peers after death. Parasitic castration. Parasites castrate their hosts, redirecting their energy toward parasitic reproduction. Life becomes a hopeless nightmare. This has been seen in some species of fish, where the parasites cause this in order to obtain nutrients. Violent sex. In some species, mating is a brutal act, a nightmare of pain for one of those involved. For example, domestic cats have spikes on their member that when copulating cause ovulation in the females, which for them is usually be very painful. Sexual cannibalism. Some animals cannot resist the temptation to devour their partners after lovemaking. The best known cases are those of black widow spiders and some species of manatees, which after copulation, the female devours them. It is believed that this is in order to obtain nutrients after the act. Deep level. The atmosphere is filled with tension as we descend into the darkest. Traumatic reproduction. Females are forcibly inseminated, often leaving physical and emotional scars. Forced love leaves its mark. Productive deception. Males pretend to be females to mate or deceive others to raise their offspring. The act of mating becomes a sinister betrayal. As an example, we can give cuttlefish, where the females have a brown color. Some males change to this to confuse their opponents and give them a reproductive advantage. Feminization of males. In some bodies of water, chemicals convert males into females. Identity dissolves under the influence of poisonous substances. Some snails can launch darts with hormones at other conspecifics and provoke external stimulation to a sex change. Hermaphroditism. Gender changes occur throughout life, sometimes without choice. Twisted biology is our daily bread. The best example is some species of snails, since they have both gametes that they can inherit to their offspring. Condition of going from female to male and vice versa depends on the resources that this invertebrate previously obtained to be able to carry out one role or another. Atmosphere becomes disturbing as we explore the deeper level. Deepest level here, the hidden truth comes to light. Inbreeding. When many species have offspring, They generally stay in close proximity, and when they reach sexual maturity, they can compete against their parents for the right to reproduce. This can be seen in lion populations. Young males fight to win a pack, and if he emerges victorious, well, all that remains is to say that inbreeding occurs with the following generations to come. Self-destructive behavior. Some species harm themselves during feeding or at certain normal times. Desire often manifests itself as agony, as happens with some frogs, which when hunting consume an animal larger than they can swallow and, unable to vomit it, drown. Sexual torture. In some species, males prolong mating, causing pain and damage to females. Love turns into suffering. In this case, there are many exponents: primates, elephants, and the most extreme case, the Tasmanian devils, where the males attack the females until they subdue her and can copulate with her. Abyssal level. We reach the unknown. Intrauterine cannibalism. In some litters, embryos compete for nutrients, devouring each other in a macabre feast. Very common in some species of sharks, where their offspring, which were incubated in the uterine body, begin to attack their conspecifics that are still developing and eat them. Parasitic zombification. Parasites such as the nematomorph worm control the brain of their host, forcing it to zombie and submerge itself in water, so that the parasite completes its sinister life cycle. This behavior has also been seen with some insects, where they lose total control of their body to give rise to the demands of the parasite. Infanticide. Some males kill the offspring of females, forcing them to go into heat and give birth to their offspring. The cruelty of nature is unleashed without restraint. Some primates attack their offspring, including their own offspring, to reactivate the estrous cycle of the female with whom they want to reproduce. You'd be surprised how many species resort to this. This iceberg is just the beginning of a journey into the horrors of nature. Real life in the jungle is much grimmer than most of us can imagine. You dare to look deeper. If this journey into the darkest part of nature has impacted you, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Here we explore the deepest mysteries of the natural world and share knowledge that will make you see life in a whole new way. Join our community, turn on notifications, and be part of this journey into the unknown. Subscribe today and don't miss the next episode of Amazing Discoveries. Until next adventure.